Hello students, I am here with another video from the chapter of class 10th, that is light, reflection and refraction. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now we discussed about the light and what is the meaning of the word light. It is a form of energy. Then we discussed about the properties of light, means light always travels in a straight line. Then we saw that when the light is traveling, it is going to follow the two other properties, that is of reflection and refraction. And then we talked about what is reflection. So reflection is the bouncing back of light once it strikes the surface of the any shiny surface or any reflecting surface. And what is the meaning of the word refraction? So the refraction means here is the bending of light when it moves from one medium to another medium of various densities. So later on we discussed about the topic, the very first topic, that was reflection of light. How is this reflection happening when the light rays are coming from the light source, and then it is going to strike any shiny surface. Now the surfaces were of two types, that is, first one is the even surface and the second one is the uneven surface. So the even surface is always having it is always showing you the regular reflection, means always whenever the light is coming, it is going to be striking the shiny surface, and after that, after bouncing back, it is getting reflected, means that light is known as the reflected light. After that, we saw that the reflection of light, which is always following the laws. So we also discussed about the laws of reflection in the last class. And lastly, we discussed about the types of mirrors, where we saw that there are two types of mirror. One is the plane mirror, and we saw that the properties of the image which is being formed by the plane mirror, it is virtual, it is the image is always erect. And we saw that there are various other types of mirrors, that is the spherical mirror. So spherical mirror is always having a closed means it is having a curved surface. Now based upon these two curved surface, I told you that mirrors are of two types, concave mirror and the convex mirror. Now continuing with the same topic, that is, what is the meaning, what is the difference between concave and convex mirror. Now what all terms are being utilized for studying these spherical mirrors, and also we will study about the various terms, as well as how is this image being formed because of the surface, because of the curved surface. Now with today all these things will be told in today's video, means we are going to discuss about the terms which are related with these curved surface mirrors. Okay, so let's begin with the topic. That today's topic, it will be about this concave and the convex mirror. So this concave and the convex mirror is a mirror where the spherical mirror is having the reflecting surface which is curved inwards. Okay, now when the surface is curved inwards, then what happens? It forms a type of mirror that is having the reflecting surface which is curved inside. Now if I give you the example of the spoon, means if we saw that, if this we have seen in the next picture, that if I give you the example of the spoon, where this spoon from which side, the side from which we eat food, that becomes the concave side. Okay, so this was the concave side, and when the back side of the spoon is the side from where we are not eating the food, means it is the back side of the spoon, so it becomes the convex side. Okay, so we have seen these two types of sides with the easiest example for remembrance, that is the spoon, the surface of the spoon. Okay, now we will discuss much more about these terms which are related with the topic, with these curved surface. Okay, now the next was the convex mirror, which is having the spherical surface which is curved outwards. Fine. Now where are the curved surface, when it is curved outwards, then what happens? It is going to form the reflecting surface which is having the different shape, means it is having a different curved shape. Okay, so this curved shape only describes about the type of mirror which is being used. Now there are common terms which are obtained, which are always used in the concept of these spherical mirrors, whether it is a concave mirror or it is a convex mirror. All these terms, that is center of curvature, focus, principal axis, pole, the focal length and the radius of curvature, this will always be used. Now if these are being used, how are these terms defined? First of all, now first let me explain the each and every word for you all, so that it becomes easier for you all to understand how the images are being formed. Okay, in the later topic we'll discuss about how the image is being formed when we are using these curved surface. Lastly, we saw about the plane mirror, how it is making an image. Now today we are going to see, first I am going to explain about these terms, and then we go on to the image formation from these curved mirrors. So this was the diagram which I gave you yesterday also, that this shiny surface or the silvered surface is the back side of the mirror, means it is at the concave surface, and this is the reflecting side that it is having the which is bent inwards. This is known as the concave mirror. If the reflecting surface is bent outwards, it is known as the convex mirror. Okay, so the silver side becomes inside. So this was about the types of mirror which is being used as a curved surface. Now we go on to the terms which are used for the spherical mirrors, where these two terms will be these all terms will be common for spherical mirrors, where means whether we are talking about concave or convex mirror, that these terms will remain same. So we first understand what is the meaning of each and every word. So we start with the first word. So the first word is the center of curvature. That is, it is a center of the sphere of which a mirror is a part. Means as we know that whenever we are taking out a spherical mirror, it is a part of a spherical glass. Okay, either we are cutting it from this side or this side, and we are painting the surface. If we are going to paint this surface, it becomes concave mirror, and if we are painting this inner surface, then it becomes a convex mirror. So here the spherical mirror is means it is a center of curvature, means it is a center of the sphere, means from this side to this side, it is a center of the sphere from which a mirror is a part. Means if you are cutting the mirror, it is the center point from the spherical surface from where it is being cut. So we go on to the diagrams, because of which it becomes easier for you to understand what is the meaning of the word center of curvature. Now suppose this is a spherical mirror which is being shown with the help of this circle or the sphere, and if we are going to cut the mirror from this side, if we are going to cut the mirror from this side, then what happens? The center of the circle is starting from here. Now from here, if we are just moving towards right or left, then we will see that this part is known as center of curvature. Okay, so this is known as center of curvature, the point from where the center lies of a circle and till the place where you have cut the mirror. So this is known as center of curvature, which is always denoted by the letter capital C in this topic. Okay, when we talk about when we will draw the diagram which is related with the ray diagram of reflection of light, then we will see the different types of curved surfaces are used there, means concave and convex mirror. With the help of these two, concave and convex mirror, we will study about the formation of the ray diagrams, which is related with the various types of images which is obtained based upon the places where we are putting this object. So the first word, I think it is very clear that it is the center of the circle or the sphere from where we are going to cut this mirror. So it becomes C. Okay, so this is known as the C, or this is known as center of curvature. Next thing is the radius of curvature. Okay, so what is the radius of curvature? It is the radius of the sphere of which the mirror is being cut. Okay, so center of the curvature is the center, means this point is called C, and this line which we are drawing here from C till the boundary, till the circumference of this sphere is known as this is known as the radius of curvature. Okay, and now again we go on to the diagram. Now what is this radius of curvature? Radius of curvature means it is the line which is being drawn from the center till the boundary of this mirror. Okay, means it is the center of a circle, it is a center of the sphere. If we think about the mirror, it is a part of a circle, please remember that. So whenever we are talking about the radius of curvature, it means from the center till the boundary, till this circumference. So it becomes the radius of curvature. Now what was center of curvature? It is the point, it is the center of the circle. Okay, and what is radius of curvature? It is the line which is being drawn from the center of curvature till the boundary of any mirror. Okay, so it is said that it is the radius. So it is very easy for you to understand if you know the concept of circumference, radius and the center of a circle. So it is again and again I'm just repeating it, as we know that this curved surface is always the part of a spherical mirror. It is always a part of a sphere. Now if this center is known as C, the radius of this is known as the radius of curvature. This is also known as it is also known as CP, and sometimes it is also written as R. Okay, next, what is a pole? It is the center of the spherical mirror. Now once the mirror is being cut, so if we cut a mirror from this side, now what happens? This mirror is also having a center. So here this center of the mirror, so this is the center of the mirror, so this point is known as pole. It is always written with the letter P. Okay, so we go on to this diagram and I'll tell you where is the pole lying. So this pole is the place, this is the half, this is the center of the spherical mirror. So this is known as pole and we denote it by the letter P. Okay, so this is showing you the diagram of concave mirror and convex mirror. So this concave and convex mirror, since these are having the various reflecting surface, but this is having the differences in the reflecting surface, but still we are having the various, means we are having the these words which are very similarly used in these types of mirrors. Means these words are not going to change whether the spherical mirror is concave or convex. In concave mirror also we will have center of curvature, we will have center of radius of curvature, we will have pole, we will have principal axis, but still when we talk about the various mirrors, it will behave in a various manner. Okay, but the nature remains same. Means the words, the explanation of all these words will remain same with respect to concave or to convex mirror. So we discussed the three topics, means we discussed the three terms which are being used in the spherical mirrors. That is the center of curvature, it is the center. The radius of the curvature means it is the radius of the sphere. Next, pole means it is the center of the spherical mirror. Next is the principal axis. Okay, so after discussing about the pole, we'll discuss this the principal axis. What is this principal axis? So it is a straight line which is passing through the center of curvature and the pole. So what is this principal axis? It is the principal axis is a straight line which is passing from the center of curvature, which is here. Pole is here. If it is crossing this is known as the xy, this is known as the principal axis. Here in the diagram I'll just show you that what is the meaning of this word principal axis. So I just show you the picture which is telling you about what is the meaning of the word principal axis. So principal axis is a straight line which is passing from the center of the curvature till the pole. Okay, so this is known as principal axis, which is joining this center of the curvature and the pole. Okay, so this is known as principal axis. It is a straight line crossing from passing from the center of the curvature till the pole of the mirror. Okay, so you could extend this line so that while drawing this ray diagram, it will be easier for you all to draw these types of the words which is utilized here in the diagram. Okay, now next is this we discussed about the principal axis also. Now we go on to the next slide, that is showing you about these are the diagrams, and then this is, yes, one more thing is some more topics are still left to be discussed. Some more terms are still left. We go on to the next term, that is this one. So the next term is this principal focus. Now what is this principal focus? Means what is the meaning of the word focus? Focus is of a concave mirror. It is a point on the principal axis where all the rays parallel to the principal axis converge. Now before telling you about this principal focus, I must just tell you that this convex mirror and the concave mirror also has another name. So in concave mirror is named as the converging mirror. Okay, so this concave mirror is also known as the converging mirror. Converging mirror. Now why converging mirror? And now next, this convex mirror is also known as diverging. Okay, this is also known as diverging mirror. Now why this is known as the diverging mirror, I'll just tell you, and why this concave mirror is known as the converging mirror. So whenever the light rays are passing in a concave mirror, okay, whenever the light rays are passing in this concave mirror, it always converges at one point. Okay, whenever it is passing, it is going to converge at one point. Okay, converge means it is going to concentrate the lines, it is going to bring the lines very closer to each other after reflection. So this is known as converging. Converging means it is going to convert the line from where it is passing, it becomes parallel, and then it is going to be focused at one similar place. Means it is going to be coming at, it appears to come from one single point, or it is going to meet at one single point. So that point is that is it, the why this mirror, which is called concave mirror, is also known as converging mirror. Next, what is diverging mirror? Diverging means it is just opposite of converging. So this convex mirror is always known as the diverging mirror, because once the mirror is being used, it is used to diverge the light, means it is going to throw the light in various direction after reflection. So as you could see here in the diagram, that when the concave mirror is being used, you will see that the light rays, when it is parallel to the principal axis, it is always coming and crossing one point. So that point where and this point lies on principal axis. When the light rays, all the light rays that meet at a single point on the principal axis, that point becomes focus. In the case of concave mirror, in the case of converging mirror, okay, this is called converging mirror. So this converging word has come from this property of the concave mirror, that whenever the light rays which are parallel to principal axis, they are going to fall at one single point, and that point becomes focus. Okay, now what is this focus? I'll just tell you from this side, from this diagram. What is this focus? Focus of a concave mirror is a place after the reflection, the light rays are going to be reflected, it is going to converge at one single point. Okay, so this is known as focus in the case of concave mirror. Okay, now what about convex mirror? So this convex mirror's focus means it is a point on the principal axis, and remember this point always lies on principal axis. So it is the point on the principal axis where the reflected rays appears to converge. As we know that convex mirror has a property of diverging, we cannot say that where focus is always formed when the light rays are concentrated at one place, they are coming at one place. Now in the diverging mirror, what happens? It always moves from one place to another place. Once it is after striking the surface of the mirror, this light rays is going to be moving in another directions. It is not going to come, it is not going to follow one single path, means it is not going to converge at one single point. Now now we cannot use the word diverge, because focus means it is a point where all the light rays are meeting after reflection. But in this convex mirror, it is not possible, as it is a diverging mirror. So diverging mirror sends all the light rays in various directions. Now if we are going to extend these reflected lines backwards, okay, so it could be concentrated at one place. Fine. Now if it is now the focus of this convex mirror becomes this point where it appears to meet. Please remember this word, appears to meet. It is not meeting actually. If it is meeting actually, it is known as it is the focus of the concave mirror, where it is meeting actually. Now next time in this we will in this, but what is happening here in this convex mirror, it is that this mirror this focus is not being formed. This is because of the point, because of the concept that the light rays are going to diverge in all the directions. Once they are diverging, they need to be extended backwards after divergence. So it is appearing to meet at some point. This is known as the focus of the convex mirror. So this is the meaning remains same, where the focus means it is the point on the principal axis where all rays parallel to principal axis converge. And in the convex mirror, we will see that a point on the principal axis, it is going to be focused, it appears to come from one point. Okay, so this is known as the principal focus. Fine. So this was about principal focus. Now what is this focal length? As the word length is coming, length means you are just traveling some distance. Now what is this focal length? Focal length is the distance from the pole of the principal focus is called as a focal length. Means it is the distance between this focus and the pole. So we go on to the next diagram. This is the diagram for if we talk about the focal length, we will see that it is the place from the pole till this focus. Okay, if the focus is lying here, if it is lying here, then it is known as, then it will be the place from the focus till the pole. Okay, now this one is much more clear. I think it is going to tell you the good means it is going to explain the concept very well, that this point is telling you about the center of curvature. Okay, so this is this one is the center of the sphere. Now the pole is the half of this, means it is the center of this mirror. Now once you are drawing this line, it becomes principal axis, and focus is the point where all the light rays are converging. In the diverging lens, it appears to meet at some point. Okay, now in this concave lens, what is this focal length? Focal length, I said, it is the distance from the focus till the pole. Okay, it is the distance between the focus and the pole. Here also it is the focal length is the distance between the focus and the pole. Okay, so this is known as the about the focal length. So please remember these words, that focal length always is dependent upon the place. It is always dependent upon the object where it is being placed, and it is going to form the focus. So focus is going to change according to the object which is being placed, and from where the light rays are coming, and where it is going to converge, or whether it appears to converge. So focal length is a length between focus and the pole. Okay, between focus and the pole, please remember this. So it is the distance between the focus and the pole. So here it is not very clear, that is why I showed you that diagram where it is very much clear and the concept will be same. Next, the focal length of the spherical mirror, I told you about this, and the radius of the curvature. The radius of the curvature is 2 times the focal length of any spherical mirror. So this builds up the concept that the radius of the curvature means the place from where the mirror was being obtained. So this is always double of the focal length. Okay, so this radius of curvature is always the double of the focal length. Okay, so this is saying radius of the curvature is 2 times the focal length. Suppose that this is the focal length. Now if you talk about the radius of the curvature, now if suppose that this is the focal length, okay, this is focal length from here, this is focus, and this is focus. I just write down, this is focus and this is the pole. So this distance between them is known as the focal length. Okay, now if you talk about the radius of curvature, it is always 2 times. What is the radius of curvature? You know that it is the sphere from where this mirror is being obtained. So it is the center of the sphere, means this is the center of the curvature. Now what is the radius of curvature? It is the complete length from this side till here, till pole, from center of curvature till the pole of the mirror. So this one is the radius. So this focus is always at the center of the this principal axis. It is always marked as a center of the principal axis. It is always, that is why this focal length is always the double of the radius of curvature. Means radius of curvature is always 2f. It is always twice of focal length. It is always twice of focal length. Okay, so please remember that this radius of curvature is twice of the focal length, or it is always twice of the focus. So remember this concept that radius of curvature is always 2 times the focal length of any spherical mirror, whether it is a concave mirror or it is a convex mirror. So I told you that concept will always remain same. It is not going to be changed whether we are talking about the principal axis, whether we are talking about the concave mirror or the convex mirror. It is always going to be the same thing. But still we need to understand that what is the definition, what is the meaning of these words. Fine, now we go on to the next topic, that is okay, so I think this one will be more clear, much more clear, if I draw and tell you this things again, because after that we need to discuss about the laws. And before discussing about the laws of the laws of the rules of obtaining the mirror, obtaining the image from a concave mirror and the convex mirror, it is always dependent upon the laws. So before that, this concept should be always be clear to everybody, that what is principal focus, what is focal length, what is the meaning of the word pole, what is the meaning of the word radius of curvature. Okay, so there is one relationship between the radius of curvature and the focal length. So what is the relationship between the focal length and the radius of curvature is that this focal length, this f, is always is equal to radius of curvature by 2, or we just say reverse. This line is to be explained, this line has to be understood very well, because this radius of curvature is the double of this focal length. Okay, so please remember this word. If we are talking about the if we are talking about this focal length, it should always be double of this means half of this radius if we talk about focal length. Okay, so whether it is a concave mirror or it is a convex mirror, this concept remains same. So please remember this concept of the focal length, the radius of curvature and the center of curvature. And what is this aperture? I must tell you first, this aperture is also very much important. It is the length of the concave and the convex mirror, means it is the thickness of the any kind of lens. So that thickness becomes the aperture of any mirror. So aperture is here in this diagram. This aperture is being marked with the name, which is with the alphabets M and N. So this thickness of this lens, this thickness of this mirror, sorry, it is not lens. So thickness of this lens is known as the aperture. How big is the mirror is, so this is known as the aperture of concave and the convex mirror. So this is the aperture. Mn is the aperture of this concave mirror. Now here this Mn is the aperture of this convex mirror. So I must tell you about the aperture is also playing a very important role when we will see about the image formation used by the which is being obtained from these curved surface, from these spherical mirrors, which is the concave mirror and the convex mirror. Now there are various uses of these convex and the concave mirror. I think you all should understand the uses of these convex and the concave mirror, because these concave mirrors and convex mirrors are used in various places. These are being utilized for various types of image formation. It is also utilized for the making the various types of instruments. It is also utilized in various places. Like, as you know that this concave mirror is always having it is always forming the focus at one single point. Okay, so this concave mirror always focus, it is also known as converging mirror. So this, once it is converging the light at one point, it is having the utilization in the laser beam formation, means it is also helpful in the formation of the light where we require a beam of light. So for forming a beam of light, it is always utilized for making such kinds of use. Okay, means whenever the now this convex mirror is also, and convex mirror also is used in the various places, as this convex mirror can see at a very diverged form, means light could be diverged from one place to another place, and it is going to give us a broader area of view. That is why this convex mirror is used as a rear view mirror in the automobiles. And next, it is also used, it is also, yes, this is having a utility because we need to see the backside traffic, and if we are not able to see the backside traffic, accidents could happen. So this convex mirror is always utilized in the form of the rear view mirror. And next is the use of the some more uses of the concave and the convex mirror also could be found from your side also. I think you all should find some of the another uses of the concave and the convex mirror. I think you all have studied this also in the lower classes, but still I feel that you all should know that what are the various uses of this concave and the convex mirrors. Okay, so this was about the today's in the today's topic we discussed about the various words which are being used in relation with these terms which are being related with these concave and the convex mirror. So one should remember these words because these words are very common. These words are very much useful when we are talking about the image formation of this image formation, which is being image formation from the concave and the convex mirror. Okay, so this convex and the concave mirror is utilized in various places, and yes, I just tell you that when we are going to draw the ray diagrams, some dotted lines are also drawn. So this dotted lines is here in this diagram where I showed you the focus of this convex mirror, where these dotted lines are drawn. This dotted line shows that this is not actually is there, it is always having a virtual side. Okay, so this dotted line means it is the virtual side. We are extending the lines. So for extension, we will always write this dotted lines in the diagrams. So these are the small points which everybody should remember before we draw the ray diagram, as this ray diagram is very important and one should understand it very clearly. That is why I told each and every word which has to be used there. Okay, which has to be used there in these spherical mirrors. Next, you know that what is the rest remains same, which we have discussed in the image formation of the plane mirror, where object is always shown with the help of this solid line and virtual side is always shown with the dotted lines. So this solid lines means it is the real ones, and the dotted line means it is the virtual ones. Okay, so this was all about the today's topic, where we discussed about the terms which are being related with the reflection of light or through these curved surface. Rest all things we are going to discuss in the next video. So that's all for today's video, children. I'll meet you all in the next video with the next topics to be discussed.